Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Uh, so I think we should start. Enough people have joined. Yes, Priyanshi, you have something to ask?
Ma'am, in last class you have explained the subset code for the one set is the subset of other. Can you
Yeah.
explain it again?
Yes. Okay. Okay. So today's session, in fact, all the sessions for now will be for your OPE2 revision. So I have some PYQs that we are going to practice today. Okay. And yeah, I'll discuss that problem from last class.
Ma'am, can you please describe me which week is coming for OPP2? Up to 11 or 9?
No, it's OPE2 is up to your week 11. The recursion concept is there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
OPE2, I think, is up to week 10 only.
Week 8, right, ma'am? Up to file handling.
Yes, ma'am. Up to file handling TA in the TA session and also in the
Okay.
programming section,
In
which
your
is
grading
occurring when.
document, just check it once. I know file handling is there in your OP. So if it is up to that, then it will be just week 8. I'll check once. Okay, wait.
Ma'am, hello.
Yeah.
Mm, uh, can I use Python tutor in OPP too?
Sorry, use what?
Python tutor.
I am not understanding.
He
That
is
Can you?
asking that Python
didn't.
tutor can be used in OPPE exam.
Python tutor.
Yeah, it is in the
Yeah.
uh, test paper.
Yes.
It's where?
A problem has been given in that question paper set. Python tutor will be there.
Okay. I mean, is it some kind of companion
For,
tool?
Yeah, only for execution. It will check
for
whether any
coding.
mistakes are there in that and inform us. That's it.
Okay. I'm not aware of this. If some
Madam, it
companion
is in
tool
that
is
program sheet only, ma'am.
okay, okay. Then you, if it is there, maybe yeah, it will be there in your OP. It's just for testing, right?
Yeah, for just for testing.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you write in that, it doesn't allow to copy and paste, right?
No, no. You have to write the thing. Like you have to type
No,
it.
what I'm saying is the Python tutor, right? If you need to copy, right, would you be able to copy and paste, or if you make any changes, cannot copy back to the.
I haven't used that tool at all. So if anyone else has used, can you answer this question?
Just for testing purpose, madam, whether any mistakes are there and how the code will be executed, it will show us. If
So
we
it
have
is
given
single
some
line you can
iteration
execute,
problems like that, it
line
will
by line you can execute. That's
execute
what
and
it
it
is
will
useful.
show us how the
Okay.
Like debugger, is it a kind of debugger?
Yeah, it is. It's just going to execute the code. That's it. Just for
Okay.
testing.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Is the screen visible?
Yes,
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
One more thought, ma'am. My laptop is some care not working. Can I use external keyboard?
Camera.
External keyboard, ma'am.
Keyboard. Yeah.
My
Yeah. Sure.
laptop
yes,
button.
You just see like in that there is a testing right before your OP. You do a testing of all these things.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So there you can ask whoever is there. I'm not sure about these things, or you can ask your
Yes,
proctor.
we can use. We can use.
One more
Yeah.
question.
Keyboard shouldn't be a
So
problem. Yeah.
yeah, in the instruction it says you can get the help something. I'm not sure how to get the help. Like API, right? For
During
example,
exam.
yeah, I remember reading the instruction. in the exam. So you
Yeah,
can
during
use,
exam, if you have any issues, you can let the proctor know, the meeting
no,
that
help
he's
in
joined.
the sense the API, right? For example, list methods, right? If I want to see list method and its parameter, so is there any description of that method, right? For example, append, what does it do? What parameters it takes? So like that.
So basic method descriptions, you're saying?
Yeah, so I remember reading, so you can use help and see, get those
Yeah, I think there
information.
is
Anybody
a
used?
feature on that OT.
No, it will show only the methods available with the
How do you do that? Can you please
function.
somebody explain? How do we get that list of methods? Show.
I think you have to type the method name and then dot help, then it will help you out that what are the available methods are there.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
but it's not a description, right? It's just the
No, no,
available
it will
method.
not show. It will show only the list of available functions which are built
Yeah.
inside. It will not show any help
okay,
or
you mean
how.
if it is a list variable, the variable dot help. If I
Help.
type help, it will show
Yes, you
all.
can check it. You can check it. It is like something I have used like a few days back, but just check from your end. I have used like this.
So we can do the same thing now in our practice assignment and the graded assignment. We can do the same. Did you try that?
Yes, I have tried that. Yes, you can do that.
Okay. Dot help will give that. Okay.
Ma'am, please
Yes.
start the session.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
So, see, these are so total 8 questions I have. Okay. Now, one question will be there from in OP2. One question will be there from file handling. Okay, but that is very basic question. Just maybe some kind of string formatting. You just have to read from the file and do some kind of manipulation on that. It is a very basic type of question. It will be in your section 3, second problem. Okay. Now, file handling questions we will take in the next session, but to this session, I will take the first 6 type of problems. Okay. So first 3 questions, as you know, will be from easy type. Then 2 questions after that, 4th and 5th question will be from medium difficulty, and the last 2 questions are from a difficult level. So out of those last 2 questions, only the last one is from file handling. Might be there. Okay. So first 6 type of problems will do. So this is the first problem. These are all PYQs. Okay. So you have to write a function. See, there will be 2 types of questions mainly. One is your function definition type, where you just have to write the function, same as OP1, and another is your IO type question, right? So you have to take some input from the user. The first 3 easy type questions, it will all be function type. So you have to write in this one, you have to write a function which is called is even 2-digit number, that will check whether a given number is an even 2-digit number or not. Okay, so the number that we consider has to be exactly 2 digits, and we don't care about whether it's a positive number or negative number. The sign doesn't matter. You have to take the absolute value. Okay, and you just have to check whether it's odd or even. So I hope the problem statement is clear for everyone.
Ma'am,
Let's write the code. Yeah.
which term paper is this?
This is last September term paper.
I think these were already discussed.
These were discussed. I didn't know that. I was told to discuss PYQ only. Okay, so see, all of the problems I'll show you. Tell me if anyone wants me to discuss these.
Ma'am, it's okay, ma'am. Go from the starting. Like it just take 5 to 10 minutes, right, ma'am?
Yeah. I mean, there are 8 problems I've taken. So these are from different sets also. Okay, so not only from one set. Let's see. Even if you have solved, it's just a practice session, so no problem. Okay. So I hope the problem statement is clear for everyone.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's write the function. It is called is even 2-digit number. So you'll take some number that you have to check in the parameter.
Ma'am, are
So
you
what will be
sharing
the...
anything?
Yeah, is it not getting shared, the spider terminal?
No. Like collab, or is it only the
No, no, I'm sharing the spider terminal. Wait,
Okay.
I'll present the whole screen. One second.
Okay. Ma'am,
Okay, now is it
I
visible?
request. Yes, ma'am. Can you give 3 minutes or 2 minutes for us to solve, and then you can
Yes,
solve.
yes, no problem. That's the best way. So, everyone, I'll just then open this problem statement. Okay, so it's 8:12 now. You solve till 8:15. Okay, then I'll solve. Just everyone, please write the code for this. If any of you is done, you can let me know.
Yeah, posted.
I'm done.
Ma'am, can you show the function, the variable
Yeah.
given to the function?
This is the function name, is even two-digit number. So this function will
And
take
the
a number
argument?
and just take a number as argument, any number. Okay, let me check. No, NumPy and all of that will not be in your OP, right? This is just an OP session, so that you just have to study for your end-term paper.
Okay, ma'am, a quick question though. So those classes objects that would be under that OPP2 or no?
No,
Because
OPP, no. Just in your
no.
end-term.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you.
Okay. Yes, both the codes are correct, both of you that have posted. So you can either take the absolute value or you can take convert it into a string and get the length.
Also, madam,
Fine,
this
ma'am.
classes objects, object-oriented programming, is it there for OPP2?
Not in OP, no.
Okay, thank you. And one
Is
more
my
thing,
coding is correct?
this terms TA sessions, collab notes, and all are not shared in the Python dashboard.
TA session not shared?
Not shared. All other subjects, the Google Drive link, that spreadsheet is there.
Okay, okay. Let me ask the TAs after the session.
Yeah, yes, thank you.
Okay, okay, someone has posted this code, return true if length of num is equal to 0. Okay, Kalyani, this is your code. Why is the length equal to 0? And absolute number, you're taking the percentage modulus 2 is equal to 0. So why is the length equal to 0? We need it to be exactly 2 digits, right?
It was typing mistake. I meant to write length of num equal to 2.
Okay. Okay, so now let me just write the code. So if anyone couldn't write.
Is this correct?
See, the correct way of writing is that you can either take the length, convert the number into a string and then take the length of the string and match it with 2. Or you can just place a condition that the number has to be greater than 9, or you can even take greater than equal to 10 and less than 100. Okay, these two conditions have to satisfy. So just in the return statement, I'll do the second way. So it can be num%2 is equal to 0. This is the first condition. And second is, you can take the absolute value for the negative integers also. And it can be less than equal to, you can put 99. Or if you don't want to use the equal sign, just use 9 on this side instead of 10, and on this side use 100. Right? So after
And
this,
spelling mistake.
yeah, thanks. So if I call this function now, easy level questions can be done in one line only. Okay. So let's take 25 it should return. Wait, which part is syntax error? Okay, 3 equal to 0. It will return false, and for any even number it will return true as long as it's in 2 digits. A simple question. Okay, I hope this is clear for everyone.
Ma'am, can you
Yes,
please
ma'am.
the 99? Why did you
Yeah,
take?
see, you want the number to be exactly 2 digits, right? So
Yeah.
it
So
has
why?
to fall between 10 and 100. It cannot be 100, it has to be less than 100, and it has to be greater than 9, right? This is the condition. So instead of that, I just use greater than equal to, so I change the conditions. So either the number can be greater than equal to 10, that is, it can be 10 or greater than 10, and it has to be less than equal to 99.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it.
So let's do the second question now. This is the second one. So you have to write a function. It's called is.com or is.in. So you basically have to take a domain name, right? And you have to check that whether that domain ends with .com or .in. So if any one is true, then the entire function should return true, otherwise false. So these are some examples. See, if it is .com or .in, it is returning true. For .org, it should return false. Okay. So this code you have to write now. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes. Please write this, everyone. If you're done, post it in the chat. No need to take input. You can just write the function for it. Okay, so most people are using ends with. Can anyone write the code with slicing? Just take 1 more minute. Try writing it with slicing. Okay. I didn't see anyone use that. Everyone is using ends with. Yeah, okay. Someone has used slicing. Okay. So you have run this code, right? Placing this in the return statement. So let me write it now. Okay. So the function is, we are calling it is.com or .in, and it will take some domain name as its parameter. Now obviously you can use the ends with method. That is the easiest way of doing it. If someone wants to use slicing, then you can just extract the last 4 characters from the domain and check if that is equal to .com. And in the after the or statement, you can extract the last 3 characters and check if that is .in. Right? That's one way of doing it. So just write domain. If I want to take last 4 characters, the slicing operator should have -4, then colon. So that will extract last 4. And you match it with equals to if it is .com. And second condition is you take last 3 and check if that is dot in. So if any of this is true, then the function will return true. Let's check. Let's just place my email. So this is returning true because this address ends with a .com. Let's check for the other case also. So for org, it is giving false. Okay. This one is clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Third question. Yes. Now you have to write a function. So we have one element and two lists. Okay. Now this function is supposed to check whether the element is present in opposite halves of the two lists. So I have two lists, L1 and L2, and one element. Now we are dividing each list into two halves. Okay. Basically, you have to find just the middle index, and that will divide the list into two halves. If the element falls in two cases, in which the answer to the return statement should return true. First case is if the element is falling in the first half of list 1 and second half of list 2, and second case is when it falls in second half of list 1 and first half of list 2. Right. For other cases, if it falls in the same half for both lists, or if it is not present in any of the lists, then you have to return false. These are the examples, right? So here 3, see, in the first example, 3 is falling in the second half of list 1 and second half of list 2. So this is false. Has to be in opposite halves. Here 7 is not even present in any of the lists, so it also return false. And 6 is present in first half of L1, second half of L2. So this is true. So please write the code for this also. I'll give 2-3
Ma'am,
minutes.
size of both the list are equal.
Size of both the list doesn't matter.
Okay.
Can be any list. Just assume that they are of even length. That's what's given in the question. Yeah, so take 2 minutes, write the code. If you're done, paste in the chat box. Good. So this is a basic just slicing question, right? So you just have to check that both halves of each list. So should I write it? Okay. So definition of the function name is, let's call it is present in opposite halves. 3 things you have to take. One is the element, then let's call it L1 and L2, two lists. You just specify the type also. These are lists. So first you need to check what is the midpoint of each list, right? So we have to find the middle index. So let's take one variable called M1, in which I'm going to store the middle index of the first list. So that is, just take the length function, length of L1, then do the integer division by 2. Similarly, one more variable to take the midpoint of list 2. So length of list 2 by 2. These are the two midpoints. Now we have to check the condition. So in return statement, just write, first checking is if the element is in L1 first half. right? So the first half means 0th index to middle element. That's the first half. Then it should also be in the second half of L2. So L2 second half. This is one condition. Another condition that can also be possible is, or just same thing, you can copy paste and reverse it. So here we check for the second half in the first list and first half in the
Increase the
second
font
list.
size, madam.
Sorry, sir. Font size
Increase the font size. Yes.
is okay. Yeah. So this is for checking in second half of the first list and first half of the second list. So if any of this is true, okay, let's call the function now. Give me any two example lists.
Nine 90630.
We are taking even length lists, right? 9063. Fine. And what is list 2? For which element am I checking? So if I check for 6, right, and I'm putting 6590, okay, then you just call this function. So print this thing. So you can directly put element as, let's check for 6 and L1, L2. This should return a true result, right? And it's giving true. Because 6 is in the second half of L1 and first half of L2. Now, what if I remove 6 from here, put 7 here, and 6 comes in the first half of L1 as well? Then it is giving false. Yes, that's the wrong condition. This one is clear for everyone? Those who wrote the code, good. Those who didn't paste their codes, is it clear? Okay, then I'll go to the next question. So
Ma'am,
three of the, yeah.
I have pasted my code. Can you check it? It's incomplete, but it is working.
Yeah, for me also it's coming true.
Which one?
Actually, no. At 8:26. Okay. Yeah, this one is a bit shortened code. I have pasted the
But
full
here you
code.
have only checked one condition, right?
Yeah, but why private test cases are passing 3 out of 3 that time?
Maybe all the private test cases are, I mean, the lists and the element are all in this format only. That is, it is present in the first half of the first list and second half of the second list. That's why this is giving true. Can be, maybe configured that way. Because this is not all the possibilities.
Yeah, that I know this is incomplete code.
So maybe in the test cases, this is the type of function call. I mean, the parameters are same as this.
Yeah, the public ones we can see, but in the private test case also passing 3 out
Yeah,
of.
happens. It happens sometimes. All the possibilities are maybe not there.
I'm getting true, ma'am, for this. I just posted in the chat box.
826, right? This one is your code, Shivani?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yeah, Shivani.
Okay. Yeah, you have returned element in first half and second half, or in second half and first. No, you have to use and, right, in the next or.
Ah, okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, so if this is clear, we can go to the next question. This is medium level. So you have to write a function which is called count odd 3-digit numbers. Right, so it takes a list of integers, which is called nums here, and returns the count of numbers that are odd 3-digit numbers. You have to ignore the negative sign, don't need the sign, and it should not be none. Right, so in the entire list of numbers you have to check for odd 3-digit numbers. Okay, see the examples also, write the code. Difficult level questions, 2 of them I will solve. Okay, this is the last one, you write the code first. OPE 2 question level is pretty much same as OPE 1. Okay, the only different thing mainly is this file handling. That's all. Difficulty level is exactly the same.
So there
Okay,
may not
yeah.
be questions
Pattern of
related to
questions
recursion.
also will come, ma'am.
One by one, please.
Pattern questions also will come.
Pattern questions might be there. See, whatever was there in OPE 1, all of those questions can come in OPE 2 also. The only extra thing is this file handling.
So
Ma'am, do
we
you
may not
get
expect
questions in
any
the test?
questions from recursion and
No.
the error handling.
No. Recursion, this part is not there. Okay, it's still week 8 only. OPE 2.
Ma'am, what is the
Everything
weightage of OPP2, like week wise?
week wise, see, it's pretty much I mean, every week up to week 8 is important for OP2. I cannot specify. I mean, in every set there will be different types of questions. You cannot really specify, but one question is going to be there from file handling, that is for sure.
Okay, ma'am. And what is the syllabus of Entum in Python? Is there an
And
exam of Python
yeah,
or
there is a
not?
theory exam for Entum. So that is the entire 12-week syllabus. 12th week, I don't think we have any content, right?
Yeah, ma'am. In 12th week, we have no content.
Yeah, so it will, so from now on, that's why these are all just practice sessions, nothing new we have to teach. After this also, you will probably have one more session for OP revision and then NTEM revision. That's it.
Ma'am, in Entum, like these questions are arise or the MCQs will come?
In NTEM, see, they are in MCQ format, but obviously you have to solve the code yourself.
Yeah. Sure, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so a lot of you have posted. Let me now write the code. Okay, so the function is, definition is wait, which one are we doing? Digit, right? So count odd 3-digit numbers, which takes some list as its argument. Now you can use generator here also if you want. I am just going to simply write it using a count variable. So you can first initialize count as 0. This is going to keep the count of how many such digit numbers are there. So then you can go for num, that is for each number in the list. You can check if num is not none. This is the first condition, not none, and num person 2. So you can keep it like this also. Okay, num person 2. This can also work because if it is an odd number, then this will evaluate to 1, which is taken as true. Okay, but you can also add this, so not equal to 0. And length of, so convert this number into a string and then take the length of that string and the absolute value, obviously.
Ma'am, can you explain why we're converting that into string?
To get the length, because we are going to check here, right, that this is equal to 3 for 3-digit numbers. So let's take a list. Call it nums
Ma'am, we can
100.
use boundary condition also, na? Like
Yeah, yeah,
100
yeah.
to.
Yes, yes. That also you can use. Okay. If I take this list, let's try. Originally, the solution for this was given with a generator, so you can use some function for that. But I think if that gets confusing for anyone in the exam point of view, you can just use it. Okay, I missed one line here.
Ma'am,
So
where
if
is
this
the
condition
count state?
is
Oh,
true,
sorry, ma'am.
yeah, I forgot to write this line. So then you just increment count. Okay, if all the conditions are true, then you just let's run this. Okay, 1 equal to is missing. Okay, why is it giving none? What's wrong in the code?
We have to return the value.
Oh, we haven't returned. So let's just put the return statement here, return count. So two of them it has returned for 303 and 455. Okay, this is also done. Clear for
Ma'am,
everyone?
what if we interchange the conditions? Like you have written if num is not none and num percentage 2 is not equal to 0. If we interchange those two
It doesn't
condition we
matter.
put, it will work.
Yeah, because they're joined by and, no, the ordering doesn't matter.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you write this code without using count?
Yeah, without using count, you can use the generator. Okay, so you can use sum for that. Should I write it now?
Yeah, ma'am, please.
Okay, just give me a second. Just can you wait 1 second? I'm just having a call. I'll just quickly take it and come back.
Okay, ma'am.
Excuse me, where we need to write the codes to show, ma'am?
In Collab, I will just share the link. 1 second.
I have an issue regarding the syllabus for OPP2. If anyone knows, please clear. Is in OPP2 problems are going to be asked from up to the week 8 or 9?
It's up to, I heard from instructor like it's from week 1 to week 10, but mostly that will be from up to week 8. So,
No, that is just for end term. For OPPA, you
No,
will
no,
continue.
no. For OPP, you can go into the practice set. There will be OPP2 practice set. In that, you can see there are three practice sets. In that, it is up to file handling only. So you can go in the portal like dashboard and you can check it there. It is mentioned there OPP2. You just check the pattern. The same pattern will follow.
sometimes there be a chance of asking a question. So week 9.
Hello? Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. So this function you want to write without the count, right? Okay. See, now here
Yeah,
if I
and
don't
then
want to,
we can use filter, no?
yeah, sorry.
In that case, we can use filter.
Yeah, see, I can use a generator. Okay, let me write it with that. Different ways to do these problems because these are very simple problems. So just in the sum function, what we can do is, so you place 1 here. Now, what is this 1 for? Anyone will explain to me.
If a number is odd and of length 3.
Right. So if the condition satisfied, then every time that will return 1 to the generator, right? And it will keep on adding those ones. So
Ma'am,
for
what is meant by generator?
generator was taught in which week? 3 or 4, I think. The generator functions are. Do you want me to go into a detail of this, or because I explained all of that? Wait, let me
Just
just
tell
write
us
this.
some
I
brief.
will.
If
Yeah.
I'm, please brief it, ma'am.
Okay. So generator functions are what? It is basically, it's a tool that we use to create iterators. Okay. Like here, this is what? This is an iteration only we are doing, right? For loop. So generator functions are a special type of function that return an iterator object. Okay. Now instead of using return to send back one single value, now generator functions, what they do is they produce a series of results. Like here, see what is happening. Every time I go through this loop, okay, let me write the entire code first. So for num in nums, if number is not none and num%2 and same thing, length of string of absolute value of the number, if this is equal to 3, right? This is our condition. So if I run this, see if it gives the correct result or not. Wait, I haven't used the no, I've used return.
Is equal.
Okay. One more is equal to is left.
And divided by 2 does not equals to 0.
Yeah, it's not required. See, if you just put this now, so if the num is odd, if it's let's say 101, then this part will evaluate to 1 only, and 1 means true in Python. So you don't need to check that. Like equal to, if you don't use, then also it will work. Okay, because this itself gives a Boolean value, 1 or 0. See, this also works. So this is a generator here. Okay, for every iteration, if the condition is true, then this 1 will be returned. To where? To this sum function. So if for every iteration, if it returns a 1, it will keep on adding those ones. Right, so for only 2 values here, 1 will be returned. That's why this one is written in line 3. This is an example of generator. Okay.
We
So
can
it's
also
basically
use
nothing but
count, right? Count
count also you can, I think
instead
count
of
way
sum.
is simpler. Yeah, that's why I used count first.
No,
Ma'am, can
count
I
here
write?
instead of sum. If we change it to count, then instead of 1, we need to use num, correct? That's another way.
That is for every num, if it goes, if it's correct, if the conditions are correct, then it will count that. Okay.
Ma'am, is it necessary for using one there, or can we use anything?
If you don't use 1, I mean, this is sum, right? So it is adding 1 every time the condition is, for every iteration, if the condition is satisfied.
Yeah.
Okay. Now see, these are easy medium level questions we have done. Now we know difficult level questions, we have to write multiple functions, right? So I have taken 2 such problems. Let's solve them. This is the first problem. So we have to take a list, write a program that takes a list of full names and outputs their initials. Okay. So a name can have 2 or 3 words in it, middle name might be there. So we want all the initials followed by the full last name. Okay, so don't take the initial from the last name, just the first name and middle name initials and followed by the last name, entire last name. So output should also be sorted alphabetically. Now, an initial is first letter of each part of a name. We have to assume that names are given in the correct case. That is, all the input lines are already in the proper case. Okay, so this is IO type question. So here you have to take input from the user. So first line of input will contain how many number of names are there, right? So if your input has 4 names in it, then the first line of input will be 4. So you have to take first this n, you have to take input from the user, and then the next n lines of code. That means in this example, next 4 lines of input is what? Just the 4 different names, right? So this is the input sample. So first You take n as input, which determines that how many next n number of lines contain n different names. So for 3, there are 3 names. Now output should be in this format. So see, from every name we have taken the initials followed by the last name, and they are also sorted in alphabetical order. Right? So let me write the code for this. Is the problem statement clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
This is also medium difficulty only. Okay.
Ma'am, can we try for 3 minutes? Is it
Yeah,
possible?
try.
Or is
Okay. No problem. Try till 8:50. 2-3 minutes take and try it.
okay, ma'am.
One hint is here you can use lambda function. Yes, this will also work. See, both of you that have posted the code, right? Bhumika and Kiran, I think. So both the codes are correct, obviously, but you can write it in an even shorter way. But yeah, in exam, whichever comes easy to you, do that. No need to shorten it. Okay. Should I?
How?
Yeah, I'll show how to write it. If you use lambda function, it becomes easier. Okay, should I start? Okay. You continue writing. Those who are writing, I'll just start writing the code. Okay, so we have to take n input from the user first, right? So in n, first take integer type of input. This is the first line of input. Okay, now next n lines are going to be the names. Okay, so we are first going to take an empty list where we are going to store these names. Okay, next, now we are just going to run a for loop in range n to take all the n names from the next n lines of input. Now see, in the name variable, you take the input. After that, we need to split it. So let's take another variable called parts. We'll split the name according to space between the words. So name dot split you can use here.
Ma'am,
Once
we
that is
can
done, yeah.
ma'am, we can also write the split in the name part, na? Name is equal to input dot split.
Yes, but I am using this parts variable. Why, I'll show you. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now we have to create the abbreviated name next. That is the format that we want. So it's just simple string formatting, but I'm going to use a lambda function for this. So let's call it short name. Okay. So if now we are going to join using what? Dot and space. Right? That is given in the question. Dot and space. So then dot join, you write. You use a map. I'll explain all of this. Okay. Lambda x is the parameter. We'll take x of 0. Then parts So what does this take? This parts, this sliced part, what is this?
And we'll take
Last
the
name.
last
Last one.
surname.
Last name.
Reverse of the
Surname.
So then you also have to join the last name at the end, right? You write parts negative of 1. So this parts will take everything except the last name. And this one will take just the last name because we have to follow it by the last name. So this is the simple string formatting you can do here. And then once you have got it, I'll explain this line. Wait. Just append it to the names list. Okay. Names append this short name that you created. Now since we need it in sorted order, so just do a simple sorting after this. So we can write for name in sorted names, print name. Okay, now see this line. Okay, this formatting that we did. So I just took out an explanation. I hope. Yeah.
The first letter that you are accessing for each word has to be upper.
Yeah, the initials are already in the correct case, right? That's given in your problem statement only. You don't have to wait, like check for the case.
Okay.
Okay, see. So first the split that we are doing is, it is just splitting the name into a list of words, right? Like this. Okay. Now in the formatted part, you can see the screen, right? The PDF.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in the string formatting, what we are doing, see this parts, this slicing operator, what is this giving? It is this slice gives us all element except the last one. So that is colon -1 gives that, right? Now the second this part of it, the mapping and the lambda function. So map is a function method that we know that applies on the lambda function itself. So the lambda function is lambda x, and we are taking x of 0 to each element in parts of this. That is the rest of the name except for the surname. Whatever is present in the rest of the name, we are taking the first element from each of those words. So x of 0. Okay, this extracts the first letter from each name, and after that you have to also join it, right? That's why the join function is also there. So it joins the initials with a dot and space that we specified, and at the end you also have to keep the entire last name. So you're keeping parts -1. This is the last element or the last name. So this will give you result like this. Okay, like B.A. Rickman.
Ma'am, what's the use of lambda function here?
So lambda function is an anonymous function. Okay. So you can just take one variable. Here what we are doing, see, here the lambda function is taking this x variable as parameter. What is x? So in this parts of this part that you have sliced out, parts of colon -1, this is what? This is the everything except the last name, right? In the parts variable, where we have stored the different components of a single name. So it is taking every component except for the last name. And then the x variable is what? It is acting as a representative of every single element in that list. So for the first name, let's say if I consider the first name as x, so we'll take x of 0. That is the first letter in that first name. Okay, you can check out the previous videos where we have discussed lambda functions. There you will understand. So this is just an easier way of writing it. Your friends have also written it in different ways. They have pasted in the chat. You can try those codes also. Let's try if this runs properly or not. Okay. So let me give it some input. Let's say 3 names I'll give.
Sorting is not done yet, I think, right? Sorting.
Sorting is done right here. This is the sorted part. So for name in sorted name, so you just sort that entire list names where you have appended all the abbreviations.
Sorted
And
is a
print it.
function.
Yeah, sorted is a function. Yes. So this 3 is the first line of input. After that, we can take any 3 names Let's give it as input. Just tell me any name. Mm, let's say Rohit is the first line of input. Uh, Second line, third line. So it is giving me everything in sorted order in that particular format we need, right? So this is one way of writing. Is it clear to everyone, the code?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Line 6
Ma'am,
is clear, right? This is the most important line here.
ma'am, in the line number 9, for name in sorted, the sorting will happen only once, or every time it picks up a name from the list, it will
No,
sort
no.
it.
See, all the names are present. All the abbreviated names are present in the names list only, right?
Correct, correct.
So if you sort the entire list and then print one by one, so the characters will be printed in sorted order only.
So it will sort the names, and then from that it will pick up
Yeah.
each one and print it.
Yeah. When you take sorted names, it sorts the entire list.
Ma'am, can you please explain the line number 6 again? Once
Yeah.
again.
See, that's why I took this PDF out. It is easier to understand from here. So first what we are doing, see, this part of the slicing. So in parts, what have we stored? Parts is storing every component of the name, right? First name, last name, middle name separately in a list. Now when you take parts colon -1, so this slice will give you every element except the last element. -1 means what? That represents the last element in the list. So you're taking every element except that last element, right? So if the name is Bob Allen Rickman, then parts of this slicing will give it Bob and Allen, just these two. Okay, so this is one part. Now in the lambda function, think of x as the parameter variable in this anonymous function. Okay, so x is every word in this list, that is Bob and Allen, these two, right? So first think of x as Bob. So if I take x of 0, it will extract just B. If I take x of 0 in Allen, it will take A, right? This is how the lambda function works. So after these are extracted, okay,
It will take the index value, right?
yeah. So x of 0 means 0th index, that is the first letter of the name.
Okay.
Right. Map will apply the lambda function to each element. Okay. So we want to apply this lambda function to every element in this parts of -1, this slice, right? Like Bob Allen, both of these I want to apply the lambda
So
function.
map is to imply this on each element we are using.
Map is to apply the lambda function. Yeah.
Okay, it's a keyword, right? Yeah.
Yeah. After this, you have extracted now the initials, but you also have to follow it with what the entire last name. So last name is what? Which slice is last name? Parts -1. This -1 index contains your last name, right? So that's what I've taken here at the end. Now you have to join things with what? The entire problem statement, it is given that the output should be in a particular format. So the initials separated by dot and space, same for the last name. So that's why we are joining with dot space. And then at the end, the last name will come. Okay, that's why the join function is there. So every initial has to be separated by a dot space. Understood?
Ma'am, the same code which I have written there, ma'am, but it is showing error, ma'am.
What error is it giving?
Like it is not running, ma'am. Test cases are not passed, ma'am.
They're not passing.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen. Have you copied the exact same code?
Yeah, ma'am.
Just paste it once. Let me check.
I have pasted, ma'am.
This should work. Okay. Okay, who is this? This last code?
Yeah, ma'am.
Dot space. Dot join. Looks okay only. Is there any indentation error or anything you have missed? If you have missed, just check the indentation one more time. Otherwise, just wait till the end of the session, then you share your screen and I'll check.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Is it clear for everyone? Should we go to the next question?
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, if you have, say, for example, four parts of a name rather than two, let us
Three
take, for
initials.
example, three initials. So the dot you have introduced between the last last part of the. If you look at the code.
After every initial, there will be a dot.
But there is a final dot which you are given between this flower brackets, right? The dot between two flower
Yeah,
brackets.
that is to join the last one. That is the last name.
The last initial.
No, not the last initial. This part is the last name, surname.
Correct, ma'am. But before that, there's a dot, right?
This dot, no?
That is for the last initial, right? That's what my question. What is the dot there? What it is?
This is to join that last name with the rest of the initials. Okay, after every initial, this dot space will come.
Correct.
And then after that is done, you also have to join it with the last name, right? So this dot is for that.
If there are more than one, then only the first dot will come. I think that's what his question. So first dot will not be added unless there is one more exist. So that is the beauty of this, I think, right? So for example, there are only one first name, Alan Jacker. It will only it won't put the dot because there is.
We can just try running this again with a name that has only one word. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what it gives. So. From this second name, let's take just the first name. Let's see.
Sure.
Okay. So this dot will come.
Okay, when there's this one. Okay.
Yeah, then it is treating it as the last name.
Ma'am, can you explain the third line? Like, can we use for underscore, like without
This
writing
is
anything?
this is just to iterate through all the n lines of input. This is anything you can put, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
Can we
Now.
give symbol?
Sorry.
Can we give a symbol?
Yeah. This is just a simple for loop. Okay, anything you can use.
But ma'am, variable cannot take symbols. No? It should be alphanumeric.
This symbol you're saying, no, for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to use I or J or something like that here?
No, I'm saying if we can use symbol, variables can be only alphanumeric. No?
Yeah. Variables can be only alphanumeric. Don't take special symbols.
But underscore is not alphanumeric. No?
This type of, see, this line, why it works is when you have lines of input, right? I don't know what that input is. Okay, so I'm not using a loop variable. In that place, you can use an underscore. Whenever you need to take a number of lines of input, underscore is used.
So
okay, this is very
I
common.
also fine, right? Even if you use I, that's fine. But I is not used, but it should be okay, right? Or I
for
in.
every, see, if I just change this code here, if I put I
that also will work.
Undetermined literal. Something is changed. Okay, this line of code got changed. Do the same thing here. I just put same names. Same thing it will give. You can use underscore, you can use any variable. It's just to iterate through the lines of input, nothing else.
Placeholder, right? Because
yeah, just a placeholder. Okay.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
For a spider, you have something to take notes. No?
Spider, what?
For Spider, you have a feature to take notes.
Yeah, I know. I didn't use that.
But how can we do that in VS Code? How to take notes in VS Code?
How to take notes in VS Code? I haven't tried. I haven't tried VS Code for Python at all. I use Spider only. Okay, I'll check and tell you. Let me just see how to do that. Okay, now we'll do 2 difficult questions, then we're done. See, this one. First question. Okay, so you have
sorry, ma'am.
yeah.
Before we go into difficult questions, I have two simple questions, but I'm not able to solve it. Can I give you the number?
Yeah, just send it in the chat.
Yeah.
Ma'am, those are OPP PYQs, now, which are given in the portal.
All are OPPE PYQs, OPPE2 PYQs. Okay.
Ma'am, I sent on the chat window.
Yes, I'll check. I'll solve your questions.
Yeah, it's set 3 and set 2 in
Okay,
2025.
can you do one thing? It will be better. I mean, last week also one student did this. Just can you send this in mail in case I lose it? Okay, because I don't have these papers with me right now, so I need to check the problems.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, just mail it to me. I'll send you the answer by tonight only.
Which one, ma'am? This.
Yeah, I've sent you my mail. See in the
Okay.
chat box. Okay. Just send the
I need to
question code.
send. This is a question, complete question. I need to send it to you.
No, just send the question code. That is okay. I'll check.
Okay. The same thing which I put it on the chat.
Yeah. Just send it as a mail. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Now see, in this type of difficult level problems, so some type of a data structure will be there. Either it's a list of dictionaries or something like this. Okay. So basically, it's kind of like a data set, like we had in CT, right? So here you have a list of dictionaries where each dictionary has the 3 different types of keys. One is name, one is quantity, one is price. Now for each item, this is a grocery list we're preparing, right? So for each item in a grocery list, there is a separate dictionary for that item. In that dictionary, we have the name of the item, quantity in which it is purchased, and the price for each quantity. Okay, now 3 different functions we have to write for 3 different tasks. So 3 requests are there. One request is you have to find the total bill amount. So to find the total bill amount, you can sum the price multiplied by quantity for each item, right? So like in this example, you can see apple quantity to price 3. So for apple, the total price is 3 into 2. So like this, you do the total price for every item and just do the sum of that. That's the total bill amount. So there should be one function for this. Second function is you have to find out the maximum quantity item. That is the item which has been purchased in the maximum quantity. If there are multiple such items which have been purchased in the maximum quantity, then you return the first one that you encounter. Okay. And last task is you have to sort by total amount. So you have to just sort the list by the highest total amount for an item. Like here in this example, see for apple, the total amount is what? 3 into 2, 6. For banana, it's 10. For carrot, it's 4. So banana is the highest one. So you should sort it in this descending order. Okay. So 3 different
So we
functions.
have to write. We have to write the exactly same dictionary we have to make, right?
You just have to write a function, nothing else. Okay, dictionary, all of that is given in the test case. You just write these functions and the main function.
Sorting in place. You have to give me a list.
Sorry?
Should we sort in place?
Yeah. Okay, I'll also write this with you only. Let's start. Okay, so since I know that I have to write one function to find the total bill amount, right? That means there is one calculation that I have to repeat. Which is that calculation? Price into quantity. Right? For every item, I have to do this price into quantity. So instead of doing that, I'm just defining a simple function for that. Let's call it item amount. Okay. In item amount, we are taking parameter item. So what is item? Item is every dictionary. Okay, that is one item. Then what do you have to return? You have to return the price into quantity for that item. So just in the return statement, write item, put the key, that is price, star, item quantity. Okay, this value will be returned. Okay. Now let's come to the actual functions that we have to define. The first one is called total bill amount. Okay. So total bill amount will take the list as its parameter. Let's call it, I'll just call it grocery list as parameter. Okay. Now total amount is what? Let's define a total amount variable in which I'll store it. So total amount is initially 0. After that, you have to go through every item in the grocery list. So it is a list of dictionaries, but each dictionary represents an item. So we have to go through every item, that is every dictionary. So write for item in grocery list, total amount plus equal to. So now I can just call the function I defined previously, right? This item amount function. That will find the total amount for every singular item. So put item as the parameter. Simple. Then just in the return statement, put return total amount. So first function is done. Okay. Next, I have to define.
In this case, in place of price and quantity, we can also use 0 and 1 as index, right?
It is the dictionary key.
Key, okay.
Okay, so you have to use the key to get the particular
Key,
value stored.
not the index, because
No,
we know that price is.
Item is what? See, grocery list is the list of dictionaries. So every item is a dictionary.
Correct. Within the dictionary, to select a particular element of the dictionary, you have to use the index, the keyword, key of the.
Yeah, that's why it's given in the problem statement that there are 3 types of keys. Okay. Now we have to define one more function to find the maximum quantity item. Call it max quantity item. Okay, this will also take the entire grocery list as its parameter. Now here, just write a one-line code. Return. I'll again use a lambda function here. Okay, so I need to return maximum of what? So first I have to pass the grocery list. From here I'm getting my data. Then key I have to define. Key is the condition. Okay, that I have to find some max element, but based on what condition? The condition is that max quantity. So key is defining that condition. Okay, now inside the key I'll place the lambda function, assign it to the key. So key equals to lambda x. Now x, we will take what? What is the condition? Quantity. So take that key. Is this enough? If I return this, is it enough? What is the question asking? See. Question is saying this one should give the name of the item with the maximum quantity, right? So we have found the maximum quantity, but we also have to find the name of that. So simply just after this bracket is closed, just put name key. So for whichever dictionary it has found the maximum quantity, for that dictionary it will return the value that is stored against the name key. Okay. So think of this part, this entire part, as giving just the particular dictionary containing the maximum amount item. And then you are placing name as the key, so it will give you the particular name. Okay, I'll explain all of this in detail. Let me first write the functions. So third function is we have to sort by the total amount in decreasing order. Let's call it def sort by total amount. Again, take grocery list as your parameter. Now, I can simply use the sorted function here, right? So I'll call it sorted items. This will also give you a list only. Okay. The sorted items equals sorted grocery list, and let's define one more lambda function. So what is the condition here now? The total item amount, right? So lambda x. Now define the function. So you have here two different ways of sorting, right? We need two parameters to sort. Now primarily we know we are sorting according to the maximum amount, maximum total amount. But if two items have the same maximum total amount, then we have to take the one which is, see, in the question it is given. You have to sort by name in ascending order if two items have the same total amount. So alphabetically we have to go. So for this, there have to be two conditions given to the lambda function. So the first condition is the primary condition, which is the item amount. Okay. So anyone knows why I'm using this negative sign? Why the negative sign is being used? Because we are sorting in descending order, right? That's why the negative sign. Okay. So this is one item amount. Next, another one, second condition is the name. That if I get a tie, then I need a tiebreaker. That is the name to alphabetically sort in that case. And what will we return? Finally, just return this sorted elements list, sorted items. So these are our all three functions. Okay. Now we have to write the main function also. The main function is, let's call it process grocery list, which will take as argument the grocery list, and it will also take the request, that is which task you want to perform, right? So first is you have to take a if statement. So if request, I'll just put this as a good practice. So grocery list is what type of element? List.
List of dictionaries.
Yeah. So I'll just put list, and request is what? String. So if request is equal to three different things I can ask for. First, let's check for total bill amount. Total bill amount. If that's the request, then you will call the particular function for it. Return.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
I think there is an error in 16th line. It should be item underscore amount, no?
Have I missed any brackets?
Item underscore amount, the function name is...
Item dot amount. Yeah, here.
No,
Line
item
number 16.
No, this line some error is there, no?
Yeah,
Line
it
number
is
16, it's item underscore amount, right? Item, the function name is
Okay,
item.
okay. I have given dot here. Sorry. So total bill amount is the function name is
Another
what?
error in the line 11, you just close the bracket before the name.
No. This entire thing is, think of it like a dictionary. Okay, this entire thing will give you the dictionary for the corresponding item which has been brought in the maximum quantity. So for that dictionary, you have to extract the name value. Okay, I'll explain this line. Wait, just let me finish writing. So I'll take grocery list as the parameter here also. This is one. Else if there can be second request can be max quantity item. So for max quantity item, which one you will call? Just return max quantity item with grocery list again as the parameter. And another elif statement can be for the third task, request is equal to what is the name of the third task? Sort by total amount. Third task. Now for this we are going to call return sort by total amount, again grocery list as parameter. Now if none of these are the correct request, okay, either it has to be one of these three, or otherwise you just write an else statement which returns none. Okay, or you can write invalid request or something like that. Okay, now to test this function, let's take a grocery list. I had kept it in the PDF folder. Let's take this list only. Can't copy from here. So, yeah, it's possible to copy. Yeah. Okay, create the grocery list. Now let's call, so process grocery list Let's call the first request total bill amount. So should we try all three?
No, ma'am, only one.
Do we need to pass the grocery list?
Okay, I didn't pass the request. Grocery list, sorry. Grocery list. Total bill amount is giving none. Why? If request total bill amount, then it should
So it should
return
be
this
within single quote, right? Single quote.
string, right? You have to put in quotes. Yeah, so now it's giving 20. So that's the summation, 6 plus 10 plus 4. Okay, like this you can check the other ones also. Let's check for this last one, sort total amount. Yeah. So banana is the highest amount that comes first, followed by apple, then carrot. Okay, this works. Now see, for those who did not understand the function, so some parts of it I'll explain. So this is one part. Max quantity item. So the lambda functions I'm just explaining once. So max is used in this lambda function which extracts the quantity from each item. Right? We are only taking x quantity. So each item you're taking the quantity and it will return what? It will return the dictionary with the maximum quantity. Now you want to access the name key. So treat this entire line starting from max to quantity, treat this as the dictionary. This part will return the dictionary. And you take the name key and extract the actual name of that item. Okay. And in the sorted by total amount, in this I have used one more lambda function. So here the sorted function will sort the grocery list itself based on a key. So you're sorting it based on what key? By total amount, right? So item amount is what? That is the condition based on which we are doing the sorting. So item amount X, and negative sign I have taken because it is sorting in descending order. Now one thing can happen, that two of the items can have the same maximum total amount. In that case, a tie will happen. So you have to have a backup plan for that. So this is the tiebreaker condition. This second, after comma, I have written X name. So in the question it's given, you can, in that case, you can alphabetically sort. So this will sort alphabetically from the item name. Okay, so both these conditions have to give in the lambda function. Okay. Is this code clear for everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please paste this in the chat or?
I'll share all the documents in.
Okay.
I'll share it in the calendar. I'll paste the Google Drive link. Okay. Anyways, last week the students who mailed me, I've given them the problems for the last week also. Yeah. Okay. One more question
Ma'am,
is
can you
left.
explain second function?
Second is def max quantity. This one or total bill amount?
Total bill amount. Total bill amount.
See, total bill amount. Let me zoom in a little. Total bill amount, what we want is to find that in a particular grocery list, what is the total amount I have spent. So for every item, there is one dictionary, right? Grocery list looks like this. So in this grocery list, what is the total bill amount? I have purchased 2 apples where the price of each apple is 3. So for an apple, I have spent total quantity into price. For every element, it is quantity into price. And you have to do the sum of all that. That's the total amount spent, right? So you take grocery list as your parameter in this function. Total amount is a variable which you assign 0 first. Now you go through every item in grocery list, which is a dictionary. Every item is a dictionary. And then in total amount variable, you're going to do the summation. But see, what I am calling is this item amount, this earlier function that I had defined. So this you can write it here also if you don't want to write a different function for this. I have written a different function. So this item amount is just for every dictionary. It is calculating the price into quantity. That is total price spent on that item. Okay, total money spent on that item. So for every item, that value is generated by item amount. And you just come back to the calling function and add those values. Okay, that's your total amount. Just return that.
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Okay.
Just curious. So it can also be written like sum, right? Sum of like the like max quantity item. So it could be written like that also, right?
Yeah, you
Similar.
can. There is no need to write this first function. Okay.
Just.
Ma'am, can you paste the code in the chat box?
This one. Okay, I'll paste. Okay, pasted. Okay, let's do the last problem now. Okay, this is also difficult level. Okay, but this is simpler than the previous one. See, here you have a call log history represented as a list of dictionaries. Is the PDF visible?
Ma'am, your code is cut in between.
Wait. Oh, the last part of the function didn't get pasted. Okay. See, this PDF is visible. Problem statement. Am I not audible?
Able to hear, ma'am. You're audible.
Okay, see, the problem statement is saying we have a call log history, which is represented as a list of dictionaries again, where each dictionary contains two different keys. One is the name, one is the duration. Name is a string type of value it is storing, duration is storing an integer type of value. So name is the name of the caller, duration is the duration of the call in seconds. Okay. So there will be multiple entries with the same name in the data set. That means one person may have done multiple calls, right? So for them, there will be multiple such dictionaries. So implement a function called process call logs, which takes the call logs list of dictionaries, that is your data set, and a task, just like the previous one, where task is one of the following. So three different tasks here also. First task is to get the call counts. So this first definition of function, it should return a dictionary with caller names as keys and the count of their calls as values. That is how many times this caller has made a call. Okay. So here all the callers are unique obviously as their keys. Second function is get total call duration. So this will return a dictionary with caller names as keys again, except the values are now total duration of calls. So you just have to find the summation of the duration from the original dataset wherever the name is present. Okay. And the third function is most frequent caller. So you have to return the name of the caller who has made the highest number of calls. And if there are more than one such callers, then you have to return the name with the most call duration. Right? Two conditions again. So first primary condition is caller with the highest number of calls. If there is a tie, you break the tie with the highest duration of call. Problem statement is clear? Everyone?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Let's quickly write the code for
Yes,
this.
ma'am.
This is simple code. Okay. All three definitions are pretty simple. So let's write the first function. So name is what? Get call counts. So get call counts will take that entire call log, right, as its parameter. This has to find out, this has to return what? A dictionary where the keys are the caller names and the corresponding value is number of times they have made a call. Right, so you have to create that dictionary. You have to create the keys also. So let's call that dictionary as call counts dictionary. Now go through each record or each dictionary in this call logs list. So for log in call logs, you have to check whether for that user an entry is already in your call counts dictionary or not. Okay, if there isn't an entry, then you have to create it. If there is an entry, then you just do a increment by 1.
Ma'am, then you have to give call logs me as argument.
Yeah, I'll give it. Okay, at the end I'll give the call logs data set. Fine. Okay. So log, for every log in call logs, that is for every dictionary in call logs, you check if log name not in call counts, that is if there isn't a key for this name in our dictionary, then you have to create the key. So call counts key for particular log name, and you assign it the value 0. Okay, so first create a key, and then anyways you have to increment that, because one entry even if encounter means one call count. So call counts log name, you can put plus equal to 1. Okay, so this means what? That even if there is a new key, for that also we'll first create the key, then do the increment, and if the key is already present, then just do the increment. Okay, after this is done, after you have gone through all the records, all the logs in the call logs, just return the dictionary you created, call counts. Okay, this is the first function. Now let's write the second one. Second one is for call duration. So it's called def get total call duration. same parameter, the data set. For this also almost the exact same code. Okay, so I'll just copy paste this part and change whatever is necessary. So first of all, let's change the dictionary name to total durations. Okay, now for every log and call logs, now the keys here are also the same log name, but the value is what? The duration, summation of durations for each name. So if it is not in call in the dictionary we are creating now, that is total durations, if the current log name is not a key here,
Can we implement the both in
then you create a key
single
for
function
that name.
also?
Both in?
Can we implement both these in the single function, right? Because it will
Yeah,
create
yeah,
single
yeah.
dictionary with both values.
Yeah, you can do that. But in that case, the values have to be in a list or some format.
No, another dictionary, right? So you are returning the dictionary.
So
It's
you're
not
creating two different dictionaries in one function. That's
okay.
right. That also you can do. But here, since the question is asked for three different functions, so you're writing three. Okay. So create the key, and if it is already present, in that case, just add the duration. So here we will not increment by 1. Here we have to add the durations. So plus equal to log duration for that particular entry. Okay, after this is done, similarly just return that dictionary we created. Third task is what? Most frequent caller we have to find. But here's a catch that there can be two conditions. Primary condition is we have to find the one with the highest number of calls. If more than one person has made the highest number of calls, then you separate it by, then you do it alphabetically, the sorting, right? So then name has to also be a condition. So def most frequent caller call logs. So here what we can do, since we already have those other two function definitions, just introduce call counts. Okay, and get that call that get call counts function in here. So that will create the dictionary. Why I'm doing this, I can just take the max value directly if I do it, right? So call logs you have to pass. Similarly, create one more for this total durations. Get total call duration with call logs. Okay. Now these two have stored the respective dictionaries. One for number of calls, one for duration of calls. Now the return statement will have return max, right? We need highest number of call counts. So pass that call counts. Now we are using one more lambda function here. So what is the condition? That for a particular name we are trying, right? For a particular name of a user, we are checking what is their call count, what is the total duration, and primary condition is call count. So for every name of user, you are checking what is the call count and you take the max of that. So here your first primary condition or your key is call count. Okay. So in lambda function, in this key variable, we'll introduce the lambda function, that is key equals to lambda. Now lambda variable is now name. Okay, name is the parameter. Define it. What are your conditions? Call counts, name. This will give you number of counts for that name, how many times they have called. and second one is total what is it, total durations. Yeah, total durations also for that name. Am I missing anything? Okay, so this is the lambda function. This is also done. Now this should return the maximum base first based on call counts. If there is a tie, then break it with the call duration. All right. Now we have to write the main function. So main is your this process call logs function, same as the last one. Process call logs. What will you take as parameter? Your call logs and the task. So again check if task is equal to get call counts, then return get call counts with pass the call logs. Okay, this is the first task. Next, elif task equals to get total duration. Get total, I think it was get total call duration. Get total call duration. Then return corresponding function. Get call durations with again call logs. Third elif is for the third task. If task equals to most frequent caller, then return most frequent caller again with call logs. And last one is if the task is invalid, so just else. You can return none or anything else, invalid task or something. Yeah, I'll just do none. Okay, now let's get a
Frequent
call log.
spelling incorrect. Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, which line can you tell me?
Uh, function.
Oh, okay, actual
Function
function.
not frequent caller.
Yeah, this is okay. Till there is some
That is duration, no?
No, no,
We
third
have given
function.
duration.
duration.
In line 17, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, this is okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am, none is not defined, no?
so we can just put a value error here. That will also look good. Since we use none in the last question, let's use value error. So just write invalid task provided. Okay. Let's get a call logs now. Now let's call one of the functions. So print, you have to call the main function. Main function name is process call logs. Okay, process call logs. What is the parameter? Pass the call logs and the task. So if I want to do get call counts, okay. So in this, what should be the call count? For Alice, it should be 2. Bob, it should be 2. Charlie should be 1. Okay, this one is working. Let's try the other ones also. Get total call duration. What did I miss? Okay, here's an S. Yeah, duration is also fine. And last one is most frequent caller. Okay. So all of them are working. Now here, see, in the PDF, I have explained some of the parts which I think you might have problems in. Okay. So this is the only thing I thought that you may have a problem in, because usually students have problem in this lambda function. So here we are calling these two function calls first, right? Get call counts and get total call duration. So these two are already defined. They will give the respective dictionaries which we are storing in call counts and total durations. Our task is to find the most frequent caller. That is based on what is our condition, that is your key. Whatever is the condition is the key. The condition is that we have to find according to the maximum call count, right? So that's why you are using what? This is our primary condition, maximum call count. If we get a tie, then for tiebreaker we have a condition is that you have to do it by name. That you have to do it by call duration. So whoever has the higher call duration, his name should appear. Okay. So for lambda function, now instead of x, we are using the variable name, because in the dictionaries, name is the key. So in both dictionaries, we'll place this as the key, right? For call counts also, total durations also. Whichever is the primary condition, you place that first. Second one is the tiebreaker. Okay. Should I post this code?
Ma'am, I have posted the code for the total call counts in the chat box. Can you check?
Total call counts. Okay. This one, Vicky.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Call logs, call counts, for login call logs. Okay. So where are you creating the key?
No, I have just written a simple for the total call counts only. I have not written the full code. I have written the code for the call counts. So I'm writing the
Yeah,
next.
call counts dictionary you are creating, right? For
Yes.
that, you have to create all of the keys.
Yeah, ma'am. So for the name I have created
So for
here.
name, you have created, log name. Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's your key.
and then I'm
If
running.
name in call counts, yeah, if it is already present, then you are incrementing by 1. Else you keep it as 1.
Or I should
Have
use zero here in one or
Sir, come again?
in the else part. It should be zero or one. One is correct.
No, if you have encountered it once, then it should be 1. Right, if you have encountered, then only you are creating a key, right? So it should be
Yes.
1 anyways.
Oh, not zero.
No, it will never be 0. 0 means there is no entry.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, this is also correct. So should I paste the code or should I just give you the Google Drive link after the class?
Paste the code, ma'am.
Okay.
It's also preferable to space the Google Drive link.
Yeah, I'll do that. After the class, I'll do that.
So that will be as part of the meeting invite list or
Calendar, yeah.
Calendar.
In the calendar only you can find wherever the
Sure.
meet link is present.
Okay.
Wait, the last part got cut off. Let me paste it again. Yeah.
Ma'am, one question. If you
Okay.
go back to the code for a second, towards the end of the code. There's, here, if you look at this return max call counts, I think from the top one, two, three. No. In the most frequent caller, if you go to the return statement, max.
This line 20.
Yeah, the line 20. Sorry, correct. You're right. Line 20, 20 to 23. Is there a particular reason why you are choosing to write in this format like max?
No. You can write it in one line. Okay, I am just writing this so that entire thing is visible.
Oh, okay. I thought you have some sort of a mental mind map
No.
say that first to do this,
No.
so you.
If I write it in one line, then I have to go left
Okay,
and right like this.
okay,
That's
understood.
why.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, some part of the code still cut. Can you paste it?
From where is it cut?
The last definition, last process.
Process call logs.
Process call logs.
I posted it
From
again.
the second elif task equal to most frequent.
I'll just paste the whole thing. Process call logs. Don't know why it's getting cut. Yeah, I've posted it again.
Ma'am, just to remind you, those
So
two
in
questions, two questions I sent you by email.
yeah, definitely. I'll see it after the class and get back to you.
Okay.
Okay. Any problem in this? Anyone? Anything you did not understand? See, there is no need to use lambda functions if you are not comfortable. Okay, you can do it your own way. All of these that we are writing can be done without lambda function also. Okay, it's just a bit of a longer code. That's all. All right. So next class, I'll ask whoever is taking the next class. I'll ask to discuss some file handling questions, and if you want, we can discuss more OP question also, like this type.
And please also include the pattern printing questions.
Pattern actually OP2, the
Yes.
PYQs I have gone through, I haven't seen pattern. But okay, I'll tell the next
Yes,
instructor to
ma'am. In the
discuss file handling
PYQ,
and pattern.
I mean, yes, in the PYQs, OPP2 sets pattern is not present. But it is
Usually
OPP
it's
showing
not
one
asked.
only
in.
It's in
pattern is
OP1
present,
only.
but still OPP one
Still,
only
it's better to
pattern is
know, right?
present.
If it is not clear to any concept is not clear to you, see, it's not about the syllabus, right? After this Python course, you should be ready to solve this type of problem. So if you
Yes,
have any
ma'am.
doubt, solve it before end term. Okay, I'll ask these two things and I'll check those two questions you have sent me.
Thank you.
All right,
Ma'am,
thank you.
can you
File
post the
handling.
link in the calendar?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll post it. Okay. Yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am. Good night.
Ma'am, can you take
Thank
one
you,
more
ma'am.
session on OPP practice this week?
I won't be taking, but some other instructor will take one more session on OP.
Ma'am, please
Piyush
add.
sir, Piyush sir will take.
Not sure. Maybe Piyush sir will take. Wait, let me check.
Say Piyush sir to take because the other two instructor session is not much helpful because I'm struggling to understand from other two instructors.
Let me check once. Today is 31st. No. Wednesday there is one. Your OP is on what date? 6th.
Sixth for all.
Okay. So before that OP, I can see one session for Piyush sir. So maybe he will discuss OP questions there.
You can take Thursday, Friday, any day.
Thursday, Friday, both days I have DVMS and CT sessions. So I can't take.
So
But yeah, Piyush sir will take one session. So I can ask him to take the OP discussion in that.
Ask Piyush sir to take one session.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you
Ma'am,
so
please
much,
post
ma'am.
that link on the calendar, ma'am. your Google Drive link.
Yes, yes, I'll post it. Okay.
Ma'am, this recording version is available, right, on the calendar?
Recording is there in your YouTube. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.